in the 6th century BC. So then, if we consider Christianity then, which I have considered, then I also couldn't be a Christian. First of all, I should point out that I think that Jesus, on whom be peace, was a prophet and messenger of God. I believe that. I can see that here was a man who was rather sincere in what he said. He couldn't have been making up his preachings, because his preachings could cost him his life. It was clear that what he was preaching ran contrary to the grain of the religious establishment of his day. What he was preaching was dangerous stuff. It could get you in trouble. It could even have you nailed to a cross. And it was clear from what we know about Jesus, on whom be peace, that this man was bold enough to declare what he believed in spite of this obvious danger. According to the Gospel of John in chapter 8, verse 40, he said, "You are determined to kill me, a man who has told you the truth that I heard from God." It was clear that according to Jesus, on whom be peace, what he was preaching was not his own. It was not his own religion, but he was preaching a revealed message from God. He was preaching a religion which was God revealed, and that one should commend our belief. But do we have today the religion as it was left by Jesus, on whom be peace? I dare to say, no, we do not. The Gospels, which are the primary means by which we can learn of his words and teachings, were written long after Jesus, on whom be peace. Of the 4 Gospels that survived in the New Testament, the earliest is said to be the Gospel according to Mark, and this was written around the year 70, about 40 years after Jesus had already left the scene. The other Gospels were obviously written later. Now, in the 40 years after Jesus had left the scene, his words were obviously circulated by word of mouth. And there is no recollection anywhere that anyone had bothered to memorize the sayings of Jesus exactly as he spoke them. In fact, if anyone had done that, at least we would have had a kind of consistency in reporting some of his most prominent sayings. For example, what is called the Lord's Prayer, and which is recited by many Christians today, is reported in the Gospel according to Matthew and also in the Gospel according to Luke, but with important and significant variations between the two. If anyone had bothered to memorize just this one particular prayer, which is about the size of the Muslim Surah Fatiha, then at least everyone would be reciting that prayer uniformly, just as Muslims uniformly recite the Surah Fatiha. But the significant variations between the two versions, from Matthew's Gospel to Luke's Gospel, shows us that initially no one bothered to memorize the sayings of Jesus exactly, so that his words that appear now in the Gospels cannot be said with any certainty to have come from him. However, scholars, trying their best, would work back to recover what was the original teaching of Jesus, given the materials that we do have. When we consider what would have been his original teachings, we see Jesus to be a wise man, a prophet, a sage, and a messenger from God. I think this is the extent to which we should believe in Jesus. But Christianity, as it remains now, has survived not only as a religion of Jesus, but as a religion about Jesus, not only containing the teachings of Jesus, but containing the teachings of other teachers apart from Jesus, in particular the teacher St. Paul. So can we take this entirely as the religion as left by Jesus and the truth that I should believe in? I think not. So why am I a Muslim? I'm a Muslim because I couldn't believe in any of the Chinese religions. I'm a Muslim because I couldn't believe in the religions of India. I'm a Muslim because I couldn't believe in some of the religions from the Middle East, which I've already described, Judaism and Christianity. But on the other hand, why am I a Muslim? I am a Muslim because, having considered Islam, I couldn't resist believing that Islam is the truth.